intentionally trying to hide his phone or his gadgets away from you, there might be something there, sister. Yes, I'm all for trust in relationship, but trust is not built out of nothing, okay? Trust is built out of honesty. Trust is built out of transparency. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Victoria Ayodele Vash. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. If you're a returning subscriber, you know I love you, you know I appreciate you. Thank you so much for always coming back. Okay, all right, so yeah, I know I have not been consistent, although I have been consistent. Okay, but I noticed that most of you don't actually know the days of my upload. So usually I upload every Sunday. Like every Sunday you're going to get a video from me. However, I also try to upload 2 times a week, so on Sundays and on Tuesdays. You know, usually it's Sundays and Wednesdays, but because of the Truth and Tales podcast, you definitely have a video from me on Thursdays. So usually I upload on Sundays and on Tuesdays, so you should always expect a video from me on Sundays and Tuesday, all things being equal. Okay, all right. Oh yeah, I have a new spec today because I got to see. Anyways guys, so yeah, we started the marriage bed and the dating series last week, right? We talked about, in the last video on the marriage bed, we talked about the things your wife really wants in the other room, and then in the relationship series, in the dating series, we talked about boys versus men. Okay, and I know a lot of you were actually asking me to talk about girls versus wives. Okay, I'm going to talk about that in my next video, but today I want to talk about 7 lies that will ruin your relationship. Now, if you know me, you know that I don't know, I have an aversion for lying. Okay, I believe in you just coming out straight and controlling the narrative, you know, because it really helps your relationship. However, there are some red flags. There are some things that your partner should not lie about, especially when you guys are starting your relationship, because relationship is the bedrock, is the foundation of your marriage. Okay, so if you start to lie about these things in the onset of your marriage, then definitely there is trouble, or there might be trouble in your marriage. So yes, I don't condone lie of any sort, but these 7 lies will definitely have an impact on your marriage or on your relationship. Okay, all right, let's get into it. Okay, all right, the first lie that if your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your fiance or your fiance has ever lied about, it might be a huge red flag. So it's definitely something that you guys need to talk about. Okay, the first lie is your interaction with other people in your life. Okay, I know I purposely made it interaction, not necessarily relationship, because it's not until maybe you're in a relationship with somebody else, that's a different lie that we will get to. But talking about your general interaction with people, but the fact is that if your partner feels like he has to lie, or not even partner, or even if you as a person feel like you have to lie to your partner about your relationship or your interaction or the closeness you have with certain people or certain people in your life, then there is something wrong. The truth is that we usually lie about something that is wrong, unless if you have a problem with lying, right? So if you have an interaction or a relationship with somebody and you have to lie to your partner about the kind of interaction you have with that person, maybe say for instance, maybe you have this woman, or this, maybe you're a guy and you have this lady, or even if it's a fellow guy, okay, in your life, that maybe you are assisting financially, okay, you are helping them to pay their bills or house rent or whatever, and maybe your fiancé. Now I'm not talking about onset relationship, now I'm talking about serious relationship, okay, not just relationship you started last week or last month and now you wanted to tell you everything about his life. Not everybody is comfortable talking about especially intimate things, okay, but there are certain things in your life that your partner should not be in the dark about. Okay, now I was giving an instance of somebody, maybe a friend, maybe a lady, maybe whoever it is, that maybe you are sponsoring their children to school, or you are the one paying their house rent and the rest of it. Now I know we can argue, oh, what your left does, your right should not know, you know, you are doing it out of the goodness of your heart, but those things might potentially cause problem, because your partner might begin to feel like you are not, why are you not honest about it? It's a different thing if, actually it's not a different thing, because that's another lie, lying by omission, but we'll get to it. Okay, I feel like I'm jumping everywhere. But anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, you should be able to talk to your significant other, and I talk about significant other, the person that you are in a committed relationship with, okay, about, okay, this is the kind of relationship I have with this person, okay? So you can't say, oh, she's just a one friend I talk to once in a blue moon, and then she checks and she finds out that, you know, you actually talk regularly, like you talk every day. There's nothing you want to use to convince her that there's nothing actually going on, because why did you have the need to lie about the kind of relationship you have with this person? Imagine if it's an opposite sex you are paying the house rent for. Maybe you are doing it out of the goodness of your heart, but because you lied about the kind of relationship you have with the person, will make your partner to think that there might be more to it. Okay, so it is always best that whatever relationships you have that your partner has questions on, or that ever comes up in your relationship, even if it doesn't come up, okay, that you think it is important for your partner to know, please come out straight and tell them, yes, this is the kind of relationship I have with this person, so that you are controlling the narrative. And when they have any doubts, they know that, oh, he has already told me about that. Okay, just to avoid any drama. Okay, all right. So the next point I'll talk about is, and now remember, we are talking about people who are in committed relationship, not, you know, we are still seeing how it goes. Remember, if you if you were in my last video, I was talking about men versus boys. You know what I said about seeing how. Let's see how it goes. Okay, run away from those guys. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is lying about money. Okay, now I understand that, yeah, you're not married, yes, what, your finances, your problem, or especially when you're single, right? Your money is usually yours. You don't have to give any account to anybody. However, when you come to relationship, when it comes to a committed relationship, when you've been in a relationship that is leading to marriage, there's definitely something called accountability. You need to be accountable to your partner, even when it comes to your finances. Take it or leave it, because you guys are planning on building a family together. And I believe that when you choose a person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, you want to choose someone that has some kind of money sense, or even if the person does not have, you want to be sure what level they are when it comes to managing money, or how they spend money, so that you will know, okay, this is your weakness and this is my strength, and we can be able to help each other. However, if you start to lie about money, like that might be a big problem, like lying to her that you're earning 1 million naira when in fact you're earning 100,000 naira. Or lying to her about the purchases you make, or lying to him about the purchases you make. You know, you bought a Peruvian hair, you know, you had the mind to buy Peruvian hair of, you know, 800,000 naira. You should also have the mind, if you don't think there's anything wrong with it and it is your money, I mean, you can tell him, yes, I bought it for this amount. Let him know what he's getting into. Okay, don't buy hair for 1 million naira and come and tell him that, oh, it is 5 naira you bought it from, because when you get married and then he sees you making those kind of purchases, it's going to be an issue. Okay, so let him know, this is my relationship with money, right? I like to spend money, and there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, if you can make it, yeah, if you are able to make the money, you are able to spend it. So let him know your financial sense. Okay, let him know your financial strength and your financial weakness, so that he will know where to compliment you. But when you start to lie about certain things, about money especially, because money is going to be a very big thing in your marriage, right? So when you start to lie about it, lie about how much you earn, lie about how much you make, lie about how much you spend, lie about, you know, yeah, don't do that. Okay, it's when you know that this person you want to spend the rest of your life with, and you guys are talking about finances, be open to him. Let him know that, okay, even if you have debts, okay, tell him, these are the debts that I have. I know we don't operate a debt system in Nigeria, but you know, if you're living outside of Nigeria, maybe in the US, where you have credit cards and the rest of it, and you know that when you get married to this person, his debt becomes your debt, it is important that you are open and transparent about, okay, yes, this is the amount of money I am owing. Okay, yeah, be open about that. Okay, all right, the next thing I'm going to talk about is lying about your past. Lying about your past. Now, this one is actually very big. I know that we always say that you come into, and I think I wanted to do a video about things you should reveal about your past. I'm going to do it in the course of this relationship series. Let me know if you want that video in the comment section below. But when you are in a committed relationship, okay, with this person, I know we always say that, you know, every relationship comes with its own it's a new relationship, you know, new you, new him, and whatever. But the truth is that the way we interact in a relationship is often influenced by the past relationships that we have been in. Okay, so it is important that you are open and transparent about, you know, your past, about the things that has happened to you. If you were raped as a child and stuff like that, and you know you're about to go into a lifelong commitment with the person, please tell him, yes, these are the things that happened to me as a child. I was assaulted, and so there's some people that they cannot deal. I know a guy that, you know, told me personally that one thing he cannot deal with is any lady that has been, he cannot marry any woman who has been sexually assaulted as a child, because he does not think he has the maturity. I think he has had the experience, but he realized that he doesn't have the maturity to handle it. Okay, so don't give him more than he can bear, because the truth is that it's going to it's going to manifest in certain aspects of your relationship, okay? So you want to be open to him about your past relationships, okay? Let him know, or let her know also about, okay, yeah, this is what happened. I cheated, I've done this, I've done that. Just let him know or let her know about certain things about your past that are important. Yeah, and I also know that most people are not comfortable, especially if you have a traumatic past. Some people might not be comfortable sharing things that happened to them in their past, but one way you can help your partner is also by sharing things about your own past, okay? So just have a conversation. I mean, when me and my husband met, we talked a lot. I mean, I think from the very get-go, when we knew, okay, we are going into this, going into this relationship, and we want this relationship to actually lead to marriage. We started to talk about the things that has happened to us in our past and the rest of it. About, even some things that I don't need to know. We talked about certain things, but we didn't talk about everything. And the truth is, you cannot talk about every single thing in your life. You get to know each other as you grow, okay? But the important things that you think your partner needs to know, I think you should be open about those things, okay? Especially things that might affect them or affect your marriage, even spiritually. Like, you never can tell, okay? Maybe you have an addiction, or you had an addiction that you have overcome now. It will help her to know how to help you not to even trigger those addictions, okay? Let me take, for instance, I have somebody who told me recently that her partner has been addicted to pornography and the rest of it, and I think for her partner to be able to even open up to say that this is something that I struggled with, but I'm over it now, but this is something that I struggled with, will help you to know, okay, what are the things we need to avoid in the future, in order not to trigger this addiction again. So just be open about big things, because the truth is, if you are not open about something as powerful as your addictions, or as powerful as maybe you've had someone, I don't know, there are a lot of wild examples coming to my head, like abortions for someone and the rest of it. But I'm just saying that any big thing you've done in your past that you think might impact your relationship physically, spiritually, financially, whatever it is, be open to your partner about it, okay? Yeah, so if he lies about his past, if you find out that this guy has actually been lying to me about his past, maybe his upbringing or something, you might want to have that conversation with him, and you might want to just have that conversation, okay, and make a decision by yourself, okay? All right, the next thing I'll talk about is if the person is constantly a person who lies by omission, like lying by not saying what you're supposed to say. Yes, I always say there are two types of lie. There's omission lying, there's lying by omission, there's lying by commission. Lying by commission is when you actually distort the truth. Lying by omission is you not revealing a truth that is important to your partner. If you have a partner who is always omitting things in what they say, that is a very big problem, okay? So you need to definitely have a conversation about that, and see some changes before you decide to go into a long-term relationship. But the person that's always has the need to omit things in what they say, doesn't tell you the full story, always hiding certain things from you and the rest of it, that is a problem, okay? So you need to have that conversation. So if your partner is always lying by omission, omitting certain things about his life, omitting certain things about his past, that is a problem, definitely. So please make sure you have that conversation, okay? Now this one is actually very important. In Nigeria, in the past few weeks, we've been having a lot of marital issues going on around in the media, and one thing that I think is actually one of those issues is actually I don't know if you guys know of Nedu. If you're in Nigeria, you probably know of Officer Jato. Is an Instagram influencer, right, who we found out that his wife had a child for someone else and claim it was his child, rather. His ex-wife actually had a child for someone else and claim it was his child and whatever. Now, one thing that I believe usually leads to that is when you get married to someone that is not over their past relationship or over their exes. You will be in a relationship with someone that is still so much in love with their first love, someone that is so much in love with their ex, to the extent that when you guys are in a relationship, they still chat, they are still friends, they are still hanging out, they are still doing things. You understand? Please make sure that anyone who is lying about, and that's the next point here, anyone who is lying about the relationship with their ex, that is a definite big no, okay? If he's not being honest about the relationship between him and his ex, if he tells that they are not talking and you realize that they have actually been talking, even if it's once in a while, you told me that you guys have lost contact, but yet you guys are somehow still talking, okay? So that is definitely one big lie that could definitely impact your relationship, and you don't want to end up with marriages and start raising somebody else's child, okay? All right, or struggling with infidelity and all of that. If you know that the guy is still hung up on his ex, that is definitely a red huge red flag. Okay, run away. Honestly, run away. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. Okay, the person still carries the ex baggage. Every little thing you talk about, he's always talking about his ex dates, comparing you with his exes. That's how you know this person is not over his ex. Okay, maybe I should do a separate video on that. Because there's a lot of signs to let you know that this person is still hung up on his ex or her ex. Okay, always comparing the two of you, always making instances or inferences to past relationship and the rest of it. Yeah, that is a huge red flag. Okay, but if he lies to you blatantly about the kind of relationship he has with blatantly, did I say blatantly? If he lies to you about the kind of relationship he has with his ex or with her ex, okay, that is definitely a huge red flag. Because if you're lying about, I mean, if you guys are not close and you're telling me, so if you guys are close and you're telling me that, oh, you've lost contact, then definitely there's more going on. Okay, so yeah. But if he now tells you that, oh, they still talk every now and then, sister, please, in Jesus' name, run away. Okay, anyone that is still in, there is, see, I don't believe in, oh, we are just friends now, what, please, I beg you, those things is a, see, because the truth is that, especially someone you've been physical with, someone you've had intimate sexual relations with, okay, feelings don't just die like that. Okay, feelings, it's just like a plant. It's like you cut off a plant, the root is still there and it can still grow into something. Okay, so please, any ex that is in your, that the two of you have nothing, why are you still keeping contact with the person? Okay, so please, unless you are cool with it, okay, well, that is your own. But yeah, if he's lying about the relationship with his ex, that's definitely a huge red flag. Okay, now if he or she lies to you about their sexual past, okay, now I know you, especially if it's someone that is experienced and have done things in the past, you probably will not even know everything about their sexual past. Okay, but if they intentionally lie to you about their sexual past, maybe, you know, she's had partners before, sexual partners before, and she tells you, oh, she's still a virgin and the rest of it, and only for you to get, maybe because you're a person that, you know, you want to wait before you get married, and you find out that this person is actually not a virgin. That can be a very huge red flag. Okay, all right. And I know there's no way to test virginity with guys, okay, but you just have to ask him. And if he tells you, oh, he's still celibate, or he has been celibate for 10 years, and you get to realize that he's been sleeping with this person all along, that is definitely a problem. So if he lies to you about his sexual past, his sexual partners in the past and the rest of it, that is definitely a huge red flag. It could even be that there's somebody in his life that, you know, they claim to be friends, but they've had a sexual past before and he didn't see anything about it. Sister, that is a huge red flag. Okay, so if he's keeping his sexual partners or past sexual partners around, okay, or he's lying to you about his sexual past or her sexual past, that is definitely a huge red flag. Okay, you see people, oh, it's just my brother, he's my brother from another mother, but when you get to realize it, the brother has already seen her naked and seen stuff like that. So yeah, the fact that you're even lying about, I mean, just say he's your ex, just say she's your ex, say you guys had something together, even if you are still friends. If you don't want to let go of your ex because of your partner, then let her make that decision to want to stay in that relationship with your ex. Okay, but don't lie to her and say, oh, she's just my friend, or we grew up in the same neighborhood, but all along the two of you have had a sexual past. Okay, if you find that out about your partner, oh my god, have that conversation and make the decision that is best for you. Okay, yeah. So if he lies to you about if she lies to you about her sexual past, or he lies to you about his sexual past, that is definitely a huge red flag. Okay, now this one, oh my god, like this one, anyways, if he or she lies to you about what they are doing on their phone or what they are doing on their computer, now see, I don't know. I'm not for you going through your partner's phone, but I still believe that if you're in a relationship with somebody, what are you hiding? Why does your phone has a password that your partner does not know? Why can't I have my fingerprints on your phone? It's not that I want to snoop around, but it's a way of showing me that I trust you and you trust me. Okay, however, maybe he's chatting with someone and you saw it and you peep and you said that he's on chat, he's on WhatsApp. You know, ask, what are you doing? And he quickly changes and says he's playing a game. Brother, sister, there's something going on there. Okay, and funny enough, it might not be something huge. Okay, you know, I mean, there are rare cases where maybe he's finding a surprise for you and stuff like that. However, if you know for a fact that he's lying to you about what he's doing on his phone, he's lying to you about who he's chatting with or who he's speaking to, you know, maybe you guys are in a long distance relationship and, you know, he's telling you, oh, I was just talking, you're calling him, his line is not connecting, and then you ask him, what is happening? And you say, oh, I was talking to my mom. Unfortunately, you were just talking to his mom, so how can you, you understand? Anyways, those are things that just happens, okay? So, but if he lies to you about who he's talking to on the phone, or what he's doing on his phone, and the rest of it, he's constantly lying about his phone, or trying to keep his phone private, or not allowing you to, or intentionally trying to hide his phone or his gadgets away from you, there might be something there, sister. Yes, I'm all for trust in relationship, but trust is not built out of nothing, okay? Trust is built out of honesty. Trust is built out of transparency, okay? So if you're lying about the person you're chatting with, or what you're doing on your phone and stuff like that, yeah, say you don't want to tell her, instead of lying about it, okay? Because if she finds out that you've been lying about it, then that is definitely going to be a huge problem, okay? So please, as much as you can, be honest with your partner, be open with your partner. So when you get married, what will happen? You'll be hiding your phones, you'll be taking your phone to the bathroom, and the rest of it. That is definitely a sign that you're hiding something. It might not be a relationship, it might be something else that you're hiding. Definitely there is something happening there, okay? All right. And then I think this is a bonus point. I know I've already exceeded 7 points, but this is a bonus one, right? If he or she is lying about their career or what they do for a living, yeah, you might want to find out, why do you think you have to lie to me about what you do? Is it that you think I am so what's that word now? Help me with the word, help me. Do you think I am so petty, or I am so, I don't know, maybe he's lying that he's working in a oil company. It tells he's working in an oil company, and you find out that he said the oil that he's selling is palm oil, and the rest of it, I mean, come on. We've had instances like that. It's into importing and exporting, but you realize that, yeah, it's importing things quite all right, but maybe from his bedroom to the marketplace and the rest of it. So yeah, just make sure that you know what he's doing for a living. If he lies about what he does for a living, there's definitely some issues. Either he's insecure about his job, right? Or he doesn't trust you enough he doesn't trust you enough to tell you what he does, or he thinks you are too, I keep looking for that word, is it frugal or what they call it now? You are too vain. You are too vain. You'll be embarrassed by his work. But even if that is the case, right, and I don't think those are excuses for you to lie about what you do for a living, that's still not an excuse. Let her make that decision to want to be with you in spite of what you do for a living, okay? But don't lie about it, because when she finds out, some people, oh God, I just remember the story, of a guy who lied that, he was employed somewhere and was working on this and that, only to find out that he does not even have a job after getting married. Yeah, I always say that, see, if your partner works somewhere and you don't know where your partner works, right, or you don't know any of his colleagues, or he does not talk about his work or whatever, yeah, try to know those things before you get married, okay? All right, yeah. So if he lies about his career or what he does, yeah, that's a huge red flag, okay? You need to have a conversation. What exactly is the reason why you feel like you need to lie to me about what you do for a living? Is it that, what is the reason, okay? And if the reason is good enough for you, you can choose to, go on with the relationship. But if not, ask him what is the problem, okay? What is the problem, okay? All right, now I think this one is controversial. That's why I didn't choose to add it. All right, now this will be like 9 points. Is if he's lying to you about, or he or she, remember I'm talking about both sides, okay? If he or she is lying to you about their sexual life, I'm not talking about their sexual past, but even their sexual life, like what they like, what they don't like, their fetish, their preferences, their fantasies and stuff like that. Yeah, I know you guys probably not discuss, especially if you're Christians, and I understand that you guys might not have all of those conversations, but when the conversation does happen, if he lies about the things he likes sexually, and you get to find out, I don't know, by a miracle, that this guy actually is fetish in this way and this area, that might be a red flag or not. Some people, it's just out of embarrassment. That's why I didn't add it to the point, but that's definitely something you want to have a conversation with. So when you guys are talking about your sexual life before marriage, have an open mind, have an open mind. Let him or her be able to express what they like and what they don't like, right? Okay, so I think this is where I'm going to end this video. If you like it, please remember to leave a comment below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe to my channel, please leave a like, and do share this video to any of your friends who are in a relationship that you think needs to hear this, okay? All right, until we meet again, my name is Victoria, Daily Fashion. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.